One night, you lie in bed exhausted, but your mind won't slow down. You turn over, check the clock, and it's somehow 2 a.m. again. Then morning comes, and although you slept, your body feels low on energy, and you catch yourself wondering when your restful sleep became so rare. This is a quiet struggle millions of seniors face after 60. But there is hope. In this episode, you'll discover the 10 superfoods, simple foods that will improve your sleep by calming your nervous system, resetting your sleep cycle, and nourish the body into deeper rest even after 60. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast, where East meets West to help you stay strong, clear, and deeply rested as you age. Now hear me out. A major study in the Journal of Sleep Health found that over 70% of adults past retirement age struggle with poor sleep, not because of age itself, but because of how the body processes nutrients and hormones differently over time. The same evening meal that once helped you drift off at 40 may now be quietly keeping you awake, and when we miss that shift, we pay for it. Restless nights turn into foggy mornings, and fatigue is mistaken for memory loss, when in truth, it's the body asking for balance. And sitting across from me today is someone who's been studying that balance for more than a century and still treats patients to this day. Japan's oldest practicing physician, over 100, still walking unaided, still mentoring, and still proving that good sleep is possible at any age.
Thank you, John. Rest is not a reward to chase. It is a rhythm to honor. And food is the language that teaches the body how to rest again. The right foods don't just fill the stomach, they calm the system and guide the night.
That really resonates, because for so many seniors listening, that's the quiet struggle. You're going to bed at the same time, following your routine, but your body no longer responds the way it used to, and then you start wondering if that's what aging means.
It's not age, but misalignment. I've seen it in thousands of patients. People who think their sleep is broken when their rhythm is simply out of tune. The body isn't exhausted, it's confused, and food is how we teach it to rest again. And that's why today I will tell everyone the 10 superfoods that restore calm, balance hormones, and rebuild the body's natural rhythm for deep lasting sleep. And you have to listen till the end if you want to hear the 2 Japanese nighttime foods I still use myself, available anywhere in the world nowadays.
I'm so glad you said that, because one of my patients told me she hadn't had a full night's sleep in over 10 years. She felt like she was doing everything right, going to bed early, staying off caffeine, but she still woke up at 3 a.m. every night, and when we looked closer, it was the foods she thought were helping her.
I've heard those words more times than I can count. I'm doing everything right. But the truth is, most people are just missing the right rhythm, not the right effort.
So let's change that today. And before we begin, we're doing this episode because you asked for it. So let us know in the comments what topic you'd like us to explore next.
Yes, and we will see what we can do.
Now let's begin with the one area most people notice first, the fading calm at night. What should we really be eating to bring the body back into deep restorative rest?
The first food I always begin with is something ancient and familiar. It's warm milk.
Milk? That's interesting.
But not the quick glass before bed that people rush through. I'm talking about a slow, intentional cup made with a little honey and a sprinkle of nutmeg or cinnamon. Milk contains tryptophan and calcium, both of which help the brain produce melatonin, the hormone that signals rest.
I grew up hearing about warm milk before bed, but never really understood why it worked.
It works because it reminds the body of safety. The warmth activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural rest and digest response. When paired with a calm environment and steady breathing, that simple drink becomes a ritual that teaches the body it's time to release tension. Many seniors forget that sleep doesn't begin in the mind. It begins in the gut and heart.
That really changes how I see it. We often look for pills or devices, but sometimes it's rhythm and familiarity that heal.
Exactly. Consistency creates trust in the body. That's why the timing of food matters as much as the food itself. Eating within 2 hours of bedtime, especially something gentle like milk or oatmeal, gives the brain the message that energy and calm are both being restored. When the stomach feels nourished but not heavy, sleep can finally arrive without struggle.
So true. I've seen patients wake through the night simply because their meals were too late or too light.
And this brings us to the second food, one I recommend for its unique chemistry. You want to guess, John?
Sweet potato?
Good guess, but no. Next is kiwis. 2 small kiwis before bed can shorten the time it takes to fall asleep and increase total sleep duration. They contain serotonin, folate, and antioxidants that support the brain's nightly repair cycle. Most people don't realize that low serotonin is one of the hidden reasons behind restless nights after 60.
That's incredible. Something so small having such a measurable effect.
Yes, and it is clinically studied. And because kiwi also supports digestion, it helps the gut produce more of its own serotonin over time. I often tell my patients, don't underestimate small fruits. They whisper to the body in ways medicine sometimes forgets.
I love that phrase, whisper to the body. It makes me think of how most of our lives we've been taught to force rest instead of inviting it.
Yes, and the body resists force. It responds to invitation, which leads perfectly to the next food, almonds. They're rich in magnesium, a mineral that quiets nerve activity and reduces nighttime cramps.
Yeah, I have heard that more often.
John, just a small handful an hour before bed can steady your heart rhythm, relax your muscles, and signal the brain to slow down. Over time, this single habit can transform the quality of rest more than any supplement.
That makes so much sense. Many of my older patients complain of twitching legs or tension at night, and magnesium might be the missing link.
It often is. And almonds carry a special balance of protein and healthy fats that prevent blood sugar dips during sleep. When your blood sugar stays steady, your brain doesn't wake you up with stress signals. Most people think insomnia is mental, but for many, it's metabolic.
That's such a powerful insight. It really reframes how we see sleeplessness, not as weakness but as the body asking for balance.
Exactly. And if we listen closely, the body always tells the truth. It's not asking for more effort, it's asking for support. The foods we choose before bed are either lullabies or alarms. So next, I'll share 3 more that most people never think of, yet they work quietly every single night.
That sounds intriguing. So let's keep up the pace. What kind of foods are you talking about, doctor?
The next food I want to mention might surprise people. Oats. Most think of them as a breakfast meal, but eaten in the evening, a small bowl can be deeply soothing. Oats contain natural melatonin and complex carbohydrates that help tryptophan enter the brain more easily. It's a quiet exchange. The body converts that tryptophan into serotonin, then into melatonin, creating the chemistry of calm.
That's such an interesting reversal. Breakfast turning into bedtime medicine.
Yes, and it works because oats balance energy release. For seniors who often wake around 2 or 3 a.m., it can stabilize blood sugar through the night. A warm bowl with a bit of almond milk and cinnamon becomes more than comfort. It becomes communication between the body and the brain.
That really paints a picture. I can almost feel the warmth and stillness of that ritual, how it signals safety without words.
Exactly. The nervous system listens closely to repetition. If the same food, same scent, same hour greet you every night, the body begins to trust again. And when the body trusts, the mind follows. That's how rituals become medicine, slowly, without the need for force or perfection.
It's such a compassionate way to see health, not as control, but as cooperation.
That's beautifully said. And speaking of calm, the next food is one of nature's oldest, chamomile. Many dismiss it as just a pleasant tea, but its compound apigenin binds to brain receptors that reduce anxiety and encourage sleep. Modern research supports what grandmothers knew intuitively, that chamomile slows the heartbeat of the day.
I love that phrase, slows the heartbeat of the day. There's something almost poetic in that truth.
Poetry is often just biology spoken gently. Chamomile teaches the nervous system that the day is ending. The key is consistency, not strength. Even a mild tea, taken nightly, reshapes the body's rhythm more effectively than strong sedatives ever could.
It's remarkable how often science circles back to simple human traditions.
It always does. And that brings us to the next. Bananas. They contain potassium and magnesium, which relax muscles and blood vessels, and a bit of vitamin B6 that helps convert tryptophan to serotonin. When eaten in the evening, they steady heart rate and promote relaxation. I've seen seniors who used to wake with cramps or pounding hearts sleep peacefully again after adding half a banana to their nightly routine. Sometimes healing begins with sweetness, not struggle.
That makes me smile. It feels hopeful, like the body has been waiting all along for something that gentle.
Yes, the body never forgets how to rest. It only forgets the cues. And if we listen, it will tell us exactly what it needs, even in silence. Because the real secret to deep sleep isn't just what we eat, it's what we stop doing before the night begins. And I will explain next what foods can help with that.
I can feel where you're going with this, a kind of wisdom we've all lost in our rush to stay busy. What do you mean by what we stop doing? Are you talking about habits or something deeper than that? What foods play a role with this?
It's both, John. The body's struggle to sleep often begins long before bedtime. It starts when we fill every quiet moment with noise. Television, bright light, late meals, constant thought. These things tell the body that the day never ends.
That's such a powerful way to see it. We've turned rest into something we have to earn instead of something we prepare for.
Exactly. And that's why the next two foods matter so much. They quiet that endless signal of daytime. The first is tart cherries. They contain natural melatonin and anthocyanins that reduce inflammation in the brain. I've seen them help people fall asleep faster without any medication at all.
It's remarkable how something so simple can have such a deep biological effect.
Yes, and the key is timing. A small glass of unsweetened cherry juice or a handful of fresh cherries an hour before bed allows the melatonin levels to rise naturally. It's the body's way of remembering what dusk should feel like: gentle, cool, and safe.
That's beautiful, Doctor. It's almost like the fruit is reminding the body of twilight itself.
It is. And that same reminder continues with the next food, pumpkin seeds. They're rich in magnesium, zinc, and amino acids that feed serotonin and GABA, the neurotransmitters that tell the brain to slow down. Just a spoonful before bed can ease tension in muscles and lower nighttime cortisol, the stress hormone that stills sleep.
It's amazing how these natural foods seem to speak the same language as our nervous system, calm, steady, and slow.
Yes, the body speaks softly. It never shouts unless we've ignored it for too long. And here's what I've learned in more than a century of medicine. When we lose our rhythm, it is not gone. It's only waiting for the right reminder. And two foods, both born from Japan's simplest traditions, have been restoring that rhythm for generations.
That sounds profound, Doctor. I think everyone listening has been waiting all episode to hear these. So what are those two foods?
You know, John, when I think of foods that heal, I don't think of nutrients first. I think of memory, warmth, calm, the quiet rhythm of eating. The body remembers peace through food.
That's such a comforting idea. It makes eating sound like an act of healing.
Exactly. In Japan, every meal is a signal. Rise, slow, rest. The way we eat tells the body what time it is, and two of our simplest foods do this better than any medicine I know.
That already sounds special. I can feel the anticipation building.
They're humble, everyday parts of our culture, but they calm the nerves, balance the gut, and teach the body to let go. For decades, I've watched them restore rest where medication could not.
It's amazing how something so ordinary can hold that kind of power.
That's the beauty of it. True healing rarely comes with noise or effort. It comes quietly, like these two foods that help the body remember how to rest and how to rise again.
That's beautiful, Doctor. You've got everyone listening closely now. What are these two foods that hold such quiet power?
The first food is natto. It's a fermented soybean dish we eat often in Japan, especially in the morning, but its effects carry through the night. It's rich in vitamin K2 and natural probiotics that calm inflammation and support deep, uninterrupted rest. When the gut is at peace, the brain follows.
That's fascinating. I've heard of natto, but I didn't realize it could affect sleep that directly.
It does, because poor sleep rarely begins in the mind. It begins in the gut, where nearly all of your body's serotonin is produced. Natto helps restore that balance, guiding both digestion and mood towards stillness.
That makes perfect sense. So when we nourish the gut, we're also nourishing our sense of calm.
Exactly. And the more consistent the practice, the stronger the rhythm becomes. Just a few bites in the evening, or even with dinner, can shift the body toward recovery mode. Many of my older patients describe it not as sleepiness, but as a soft wave of quiet. It's the body remembering how to rest without being told.
That's such a gentle image, not forcing rest, just allowing it.
The second food is matcha. Unlike coffee, its caffeine is balanced with L-theanine, which creates alert calm during the day and a smoother descent into rest at night. When consumed earlier in the day, it keeps stress hormones low, preventing that late evening crash that often steals sleep. Matcha is proof that balance, not deprivation, creates peace.
That's something I wish more people understood, that calm doesn't always mean cutting things out, but using them wisely.
Yes, wisdom is timing. Both natto and matcha work by aligning you with your own clock, not fighting it. That's the essence of longevity in Japan. And it's why rest, energy, and clarity can coexist beautifully even after 60.
That feels like such a hopeful truth, Doctor.
It is, because in the end, good sleep is not about escaping the day. It's about finishing it gently, with gratitude. And when we do that, the night becomes a form of healing instead of hiding.
That's beautifully said. And before we close, Doctor, our listeners always love when you leave them with a single thought, a one-liner to carry into their own lives. What would you tell them tonight?
Listen to your nights. They're not the end of your day. They're the beginning of your healing.
Beautiful. And to everyone listening, make sure to check out our guide on improving sleep, if you haven't already. Also like, subscribe, and watch the next episode if you are serious about improving your health. See you there.